Hello guys, welcome back to yet another episode of Content Monsters, and in today's episode we're going to review Sweet Tooth, the new series on Netflix.
The last men have made it their mission to eliminate hybrids. But we've made it ours to protect them.
Now this series has in its principal cast Christian Convery, Nonso Enozi, Eliza Villani, Adil Akhtar, Stefania Owen, Dania Ramirez, Will Ford and Amy Seimetz. Now this series is set in a post-apocalyptic world where more than half the world's population has been wiped out because of a deadly virus which is called The Sick in the series.
Just leave her alone! Leave her alone! She didn't do anything! Get away! Leave her alone! Leave her alone! She didn't leave her alone!
So nature made everyone sick.
And the internet is down, and this entire period is known as the Great Crumble. The human race clearly is showing its true colors. Those human beings left are killing other human beings who are afflicted by the third wave of this virus. And one more interesting thing happens at the onset of this virus, which is the birth of hybrid babies, which are part animal and part human.
Are you a doctor?
And then a miracle happened. They called them hybrids.
And the focus of this entire series is whether the virus was a cause of these hybrids or the hybrids are a result of the virus. And we get an answer possibly towards the end of the series, which ends very tantalizingly, and clearly there is a season 2 in the offing, and I think season 2 might serve Netflix well because the series is clearly getting great responses, and I was pretty much in for a surprise. I started watching this series not expecting too much, but I think this is easily one of the better series to come out this year. It's clearly one of the better products coming from the Netflix stable. Now, the reason this is different from other post-apocalyptic films that one might have seen or other films which are about the end of the world because of some deadly virus is because this is at the same time a film about hope, a film about positivity, a film about empathy, a film about looking for the good in people. And that's why this series leaves you with a smile when it ends. This series is adapted from a comic book. I haven't read the comic book, but I must say that the way the story is developed, the way the characters are developed, the way this entire thing is picturized, the performances, all of them come together to give us a series that one can watch with the entire family. Now one might feel that in parts, is it appealing more to the adults or is this one appealing more to the children? I'd say go ahead, watch this series with your children, and you can binge watch it over a weekend, and you'll surely feel that it was time well spent with the family. This series has been produced by Team Downey, which is a company owned by Robert Downey Jr. and Susan Downey, his wife, and I think they've done a brilliant job in creating this series and adapting it so well from the comic. Now this series is part fantasy, part sci-fi, but yet you'll be able to relate to it because of the situation the world is in on account of the COVID-19 pandemic. And now, like I said earlier, I haven't read the comic book, but I still feel that this series would have done complete justice to the comic written by Jeff Lemire. Now the series starts at the onset of the pandemic where the entire world is trying to grapple with this virus. People are dying left, right and center, and at this point in time, Gus with his father goes into the jungle. Now Gus is a deer baby. He has antlers and he has deer ears, and his father wants to protect him because, like I said earlier, people want to kill some of these hybrid babies because they think they are the cause of the virus. And how his father takes him to the forest, how his father creates their own house, how he creates an entire boundary beyond which Gus cannot go, forms the initial part of the story. So during the first 10 years of Gus's life, Gus and his father, are residing in the forest. They've created their own small world. Gus is especially fond of all things sweet, and which is where the title Sweet Tooth comes from. His father has made him quite independent. He can, clean the house, he can mop the house, he can actually prepare food for himself, breakfast, lunch or dinner. He can go, he can actually pluck apples from trees. He knows where the candies are in the house. So basically, Gus can survive on his own when the need arises. And that need arises when one day Gus's father, whom Gus very fondly calls Papa, meets another human in the jungle, and then he contracts the sick, and then he passes away. Before he dies, he leaves certain clues for Gus. And with those clues, Gus realizes that he has a mother in Colorado, and he wants to somehow reach out to his mother. And from this point starts his journey. He meets a guy called Tommy Shepard, who's a maverick guy who roams around alone in the forest, and it's a very uncanny combination. You have this hugely built character of Tommy Shepard, played by Nonso Enozi, and you have this nice, cute little boy called Gus, and how they go out on a road trip in their quest to reach Colorado. Initially, Tommy Shepard wants to avoid Gus. He doesn't want to take him along with him, but somehow, he falls for his charms. The best part about, Gus, played by Christian Convery so well, is that he's so full of hope. He's so curious, he's playful, and that playful innocence endears him to everyone he meets on his road trip. And the fact that he's a hybrid baby seems to be forgotten, because he's also different from the rest of the hybrid babies. He can actually speak like humans do, and that's because his father has taught him and educated him while he was in the forest in the first 10 years. And the way he speaks is so cute. It endears him, like I said, to everyone, and eventually even Tommy Shepard's character falls for his charms. On the way, they meet Bear, played by Stephanie Owen, and Bear is someone who, unlike other humans, wants to protect these hybrid children, and she's created an army of people, and she's the head of that army and wants to protect these kind of children. And how the three of these characters, completely unlikely, completely opposite to each other, come together forms the crux of that entire road trip right towards the end, wherein Gus is on a journey and a quest to meet his mother. While the other two, which is Tommy Shepard and Bear, don't think that his mother would still be alive. Like Tommy's character in the film says, this boy has hope oozing out of every pore of his body, and that's what makes him believe that he wants to take this boy to Colorado, and he just might end up meeting his mother. But what he finds out when he reaches there, and how that shocks him, is something that comes out in the latter part of the story, and which might just take the audience also by surprise. There are two parallel tracks running along with those of Gus. One is of Dr. Singh and his wife Rani, and how Dr. Singh initially is heavily involved in trying to save a lot of patients, and then how does he give up being a doctor because he's completely because he just cannot take the fact that he is not able to save the lives of so many people. Also, his wife Rani gets affected by the sick, but he somehow manages to, extend her life by giving her this unique serum which his colleague gives him. Now, how this serum is made is something that Dr. Singh comes to know in the later part of the film, when his colleague is, ill because of terminal cancer, and she passes on the responsibility of the hospital back to Dr. Singh. So that's another track that runs parallel. And the third track is that of Amy, and how she finds this post-apocalyptic world suited to her nature, and how she goes ahead and builds this small place called Preserve, where she reaches out and where she gets all these hybrid children, takes care of them, and how she's happy in this small world that she's created for herself, but how eventually that world is caught out by humans called the Last Men. Now, these Last Men take upon themselves the responsibility of catching these hybrids and killing them and getting the serum out of their body, because their belief and that of Dr. Singh's colleague who gets terminal cancer is that these hybrid children have the cure to the sick. The serum that is extracted from the body will help cure the virus. And this, how these three tracks run parallel to each other, and how the transition from one to the other is so effortless that you won't be confused at all in terms of what's happening. Because remember, the story is spanning across the 10 years of the virus, and each character also has a backstory of its own. So not only is it transitioning between these three parallel stories, it's also transitioning between the past and the present of some of these characters. For instance, Tommy Shepard's character, played by Nonso Enozi, has a very dark past, and how he's changed as a man over the last few years is something that comes out through these transitions. Like I said, the best part of this series is some of the most endearing excellent performances. Christian Convery, of course, is clearly the star of the show. I mean, if you ask me, I haven't seen a child actor's performance as good as this in the recent past. I clearly love it. I mean, you'll be blown away by the performance of this kid. And the camaraderie between the three, Tommy Jeppard's character, Bear and Gus, is so endearing. The fights they have, the arguments they have, the way they interact with each other is so endearing. And that, kind of makes you hooked to the story. You actually, towards the end, you start to feel for them. That a slight disappointment for any of them is something that you feel as your own, and that's the best part of this film. The best part about this series is this so full of positivity, of optimism, of hope, and the fact that it leaves you with a smile. Even though when the series ends, it is, like I said, very tantalizingly poised. There are a bunch of hybrid children who have been caught by these last men, and they might kill them. The series ends on a note where you're about to discover how the virus originated. In fact, the mother of Gus, played by Amy Seimetz, comes towards the end of the show, and her friend says that the virus and the hybrids are two sides of the same coin. And you begin to kind of get the context as to how the virus may have originated. I guess the answer would clearly come alive during the second season, and that's why I clearly think another season is on the cards. I don't think even Netflix expected such a great response to this show. Like I said, many like me have wandered into this show without many expectations, but it clearly does full justice to the comic, and I think it's a brilliant series, must watch for the entire family. And adults and children must watch it together. I think there's a lot to learn for both of them when you watch a show like this. My rating for the show would be 8 on 10. Possibly I'm a bit biased because I wasn't expecting so much from the series, but I would definitely give it a thumbs up. Do go ahead and watch this show with your family. Even if you may not like it as much as I did, I'm sure it'll leave you with a smile. I hope you like our review today. For more such reviews, please do keep coming back to our channel. And if you like our video, please do subscribe to our channel. We'll see you soon. Thank you.